America, a name that today commands respect, fear, and admiration across every corner of the globe. But greatness is never born overnight. It is forged through fire, through sacrifice, through vision that dares to challenge the impossible. Picture this: 1600s. Europe was a land bound by crowns, empires, and monarchs who claimed divine right over men. The average human lived and died as a servant, trapped in a cycle where power was inherited, not earned. Yet across the Atlantic, a new world called to the restless, the brave, the desperate. They came not in golden ships filled with treasures, but in fragile vessels carrying only hope. Hope for freedom, hope for land, hope for a chance to break the chains of kings. When the first settlers arrived, America was not the land of skyscrapers and power. It was wilderness, untamed, unforgiving. Forests stretched endlessly, winters cut like blades, and survival itself was a daily battle. Many perished, but those who endured hardened into something different. They were not subjects of a king anymore. They were men and women carved by struggle, by resilience, by the raw demand of survival. This, brother, was the seed of America's future power. A people who would learn early that nothing is handed to you. You take it. You fight for it. You build it with your own hands. By the mid-1700s, 13 small colonies stretched along the eastern seaboard. Compared to the mighty empires of Europe, they were nothing. Tiny settlements clinging to survival. Yet inside these colonies, a spirit had already been born. They worked their own land, built their own communities, traded across seas. They tasted a life without kings dictating every breath. And once a man tastes freedom, he can never again bow his head to tyranny. Then came the storm. The British Crown, greedy for taxes and control, began to tighten its grip. It demanded obedience, demanded coin, demanded loyalty. But America had changed. These were not the same Europeans who once knelt to monarchs. These were a new breed. Farmers with rifles, merchants with vision, leaders with fire in their hearts. In 1775, it ignited the American Revolution. The greatest empire on earth versus a scattered people who had no navy, no wealth, no standing army. By every calculation, America should have lost. But wars are not won by numbers alone. Wars are won by will. Think of George Washington, standing tall not as a king, but as a servant of the people, leading men who had no shoes, no food, no training, but had belief. Belief that a nation could be born not from royal decree, but from the courage of its citizens. And against all odds, America triumphed. The 13 colonies defeated the crown. The world watched in disbelief. For the first time in history, ordinary people had shattered the throne of kings and declared power belongs to us. But victory was only the beginning. Freedom without order is chaos. A new nation needed more than independence. It needed vision. The Constitution was written not as a gift from rulers, but as a contract among equals. Words that still thunder across centuries. Liberty, the pursuit of happiness, not promises, but rights that no crown could take, no tyrant could crush. This was the foundation of America's rise. Not gold, not armies, but an idea that every man could be the architect of his destiny, that government itself would serve the people, not rule them. From this soil, a new kind of nation began to grow, a nation that did not look backward to tradition, but forward to possibility. While Europe clung to thrones and dynasties, America became a forge of ambition. It was still weak, still small, but like an ember in the dark, it carried the spark of something unstoppable, because once freedom takes root, it spreads. And so, America rose, not by chance, not by fortune, but by an unshakable belief in itself. From the ashes of revolution to the engines of industry, from the fields of sacrifice to the towers that scrape the heavens, this nation carved its place at the top. When the world was at war, America became the arsenal of democracy. When freedom was threatened, America stood as its defender. And when the future demanded pioneers, it was America that reached for the stars. But let us be clear, greatness is never given. It is earned, fought for, guarded with every generation. America did not become number one by bowing to kings or by waiting for destiny. It seized destiny, shaped it, and declared to the world, "We lead because we dare." And today, the flag that waves is not just a symbol of a country. It is a reminder of a journey from fragile colonies to global power. A reminder that ideas, when carried by courage, can outlast empires. And if you ask, how did America become number one? The answer is simple yet profound. It dreamed bigger, it worked harder, it sacrificed deeper, and it refused to settle for greatness. That is the story of America's rise. Not just a nation story, but a lesson to the world that power belongs to those bold enough to claim it. And if you carry that spirit, then remember, subscribe to Red Beast X.